Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and welcome to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. Today, I am going to be doing some foiling using GinaK's Poly-Glaze sheets. I used their master layouts, and this was a release from last month, but they're available now. This is the Thoughtful Flowers. This is the stamp set. There is a matching die set that came with the kit. And then I have the Thoughtful Flowers Poly-Glaze sheets and the stencils. And I haven't really foiled in quite a while. So I'm going to turn my Mink on now. I just have, I guess this is the mini Mink. And I have read that the Poly-Glaze sheets work best on setting 3. So first I got to turn it on. I forgot how to turn it on. And I'm going to turn it on to level 3. And it still makes my lights flicker, so hopefully we'll get this part done with quickly. I'm going to make a 5x7 card, and I'm going to make an anniversary card today because I like this thinking of you, and I'm going to cut this out of Poly-Glaze along with the flower from Poly-Glaze, but I'm going to stamp on your anniversary in regular ink. And I'm sorry for the lights flashing. I thought that would have fixed it with when the electrician was here. But we'll get this Mink going as soon as I can. I do want to start off with, someone asked me the other day, because I drink Kool-Aid, and I mentioned that I drink Kool-Aid, and they asked me what flavors that I prefer. I alternate between grape and tropical punch. Each one of these will fill 18 water bottles. I get the Walmart brand of water, purified drinking water. I have never in my life liked the taste of regular water, except I did work in West Virginia for several years as a summer camp nurse, and they had natural spring water, and I absolutely love that. I used to drink a lot of soda. In fact, I grew up at the time, I had soda pop in my baby bottle. And I drank Pepsi for years and years and years. But then I decided to get off of that. And I lost 18 pounds just by stopping that. Now, granted, it took me quite a while. I'm just going to cut out what I want here while I'm talking. It took me a long time. And then I would drink it occasionally. And now every once in a while, if I have a soda, it's like a lemon lime. I just don't like the taste of regular water. So I have to have it flavored. That's my story on that, and I'm sticking with it. Okay, now I cut out the parts I needed that I want to foil. I want to get this foiled now so that I can turn this off and save the light flickering, because I'm sure that bothers you guys. Now, my Mink did not come with the carrier sheet. So I just use plain old copy paper. And I'm going to put these in here. And I have, this is Heidi Swap. I got this at Joann Fabrics. It's nothing, no fancy brand. It's just what I had and saw. Actually, I think I got it on a clearance deal. And I know this is overkill. Actually, I can cut it down a little bit more. The goal here is to use what you have. Because I bought this, I want to use it, and then I don't want to throw it away. And you lay that with the not so pretty side, the not shiny side, down onto this. And I stick this in this way. I don't have the large one, so I'm just going to stick this in. Well, get that corner unbent. Let's try this corner. And I'm just going to run this through once to see how it goes. And hopefully it works really well. Now see, once it's heated up, the lights aren't blinking as much as it was. Maybe I need to have an electrician give me a different socket just for this. But I don't use it that often, so. All right. And now that you've seen me foil, I could do that offline and save the flickering on camera. Once this is done, then I'll kind of tell you what papers you need, etc. And this is almost done. Okay, now I'm just going to cool it for a moment here, and I'm just going to kind of flap it in the breeze. And I can already tell by how it's wrinkled here that it did adhere, but let's see how well it adhered. Ooh, there's the thinking of you. Oh, that foiled beautifully. All right, and so did the flower. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. Now, I did want to try one thing, but I don't. Yes, I'm going to try it right now. I bought some sheets of the white Poly-Glaze sheets from GinaK. Bear with me while I run this through one more time, and then I'll get those blinking lights dimmed. Okay, so I'm going to take this, and I don't need the whole sheet. So I'm just going to cut parts of the sheet I don't need. All right, now save that Poly-Glaze in the package. Now I'll just run this through one more time. Why not? I'm going to use up my scrap and have parts for an additional card if I want. It's going through now. I did it the same, the shiny side facing me, the dull side facing the Poly-Glaze. And hopefully this will come out like I've seen everyone else's on YouTube's come out. I don't know how you guys are liking my new recording setup. I am using StreamYard because I really love being able to see my laptop computers right there, just on the other side of my make machine, about here. I can see what my camera up above me is filming. And I like that. I don't know if the quality is as good. Okay, cool this moment. Now, everywhere that this foil was will foil. I did get a wrinkle in it. That's not horrible. It also stuck to my carrier sheet. Oh, I see. The Poly-Glaze stuck. I'll peel that off. And it did foil. And it foiled nicely. There's a few little, that's not actually bubbles. This foil has a lot of shine and sparkle to it. So I'll be able to cut that out later. Okay, turning this off. That should stop. I'm just going to move it up so it can cool down before I unplug it. That should stop all of the light flickering. I hope so. But that was kind of cool. All right. Now, the pieces that I wanted to keep are here. Now, I'm going to make my usual 5x7 card. So this piece of cardstock measures 10 inches by 7 inches. You score it at the 5-inch mark, fold it over, and give it a good crease using bone folder, scissor handle, whatever you might have. You don't need fancy equipment for that. Or if you don't even have a folder, just kind of put your paper in half and crease it down that way. Then I used GinaK's Master Layouts 8 to cut a piece of black cardstock, which measures 4.5 inches by 6.5 inches. Then this is a white, and it has a stitched edge. And I don't see how you're going to see that very well. I think you can see it a little bit right there. But this measures 4 3/8 by 6 3/8. So if you don't have these, those are the measurements, and that will go here. Now, on this panel, I'm going to do a little bit of stenciling using, this is GinaK's Harvest Flourish. And I don't feel like bringing out my large drip mat, so I just have my small waffle flower mat here, and I will use that. I only need the small one to do these flowers. And I'm not going to cover the whole thing with it. I'm just going to do a light coating of soft stone, which is a pale gray. And I just want to give a little bit of light contrast on this white. You'll see a smidgen of it behind the flowers, etc. But it won't be, well, it won't be anything because I really didn't ink up my brush that great. Let's try that again. You think you're doing a light coat? Well, yeah, it was a light coat. It was so light that you couldn't even see it. Now, let me see if that's better. Yes, that's better. Now, I'm just going to slide it down here to get a little bit of this at the bottom. And I'm just hitting or missing. I'm not really doing the whole card. It just gives a soft touch. Let's see how you can get the glare of the light. Just a light touch to that. Now I'm done with that stencil. Set that aside. Oh, actually, I'm just going to clean it right now with my tidy towel. I found that that works really great. Now it does stain red, but all the other ink just washed right out when I took it to the sink and ran it under some warm water. And I'm loving this purchase. It took me a while. I think now I can use my rags, but it was well worth it. All right, now this, I'm gonna put my brush back before I get ink everywhere that I don't want it. Now I'm gonna pull out the stencil. This is Thoughtful Flowers stencil, and it's just a 2-layer stencil, and it has, and this says Thoughtful Flowers 1 and GinaK Designs over here. So this tells you this is the first stencil. I just need to see which flower this goes to. That is the key. All right, I know this one goes here, but which way? And is this upside down? I bet you that's the problem. Ah, yep, that was it. Okay, now I'm using my new GinaK Designs brush. There's a little bit of a difference between the GinaK brushes and these old generic brushes I bought. These have longer bristles and are a little softer, whereas these are short and a little firmer. Both have their use. I just wanted to try this today. And I'm going to do the Orchid colors today. So I'm going to start with light Orchid. I'm patting it off. I just don't want too much on there. I just want a very light, and I'm just going to go light. If you don't have one of these little brushes, you can use the regular brush. I think I want to go a little darker than that. Now I'm going to take, while I'm here, I'm going to take the medium Orchid and just kind of do in the center and go out. Give that a little shading. All right, so this flower must be this one. Aha, there we go. So I'm going to use the medium Orchid on this one and pat it off, and I'm just going to go light. And then go a little heavier at the base to kind of give a shadow. And so this one must be this one. Just going to go again with the medium Orchid. I'm not even sure I want to use the dark Orchid, but I think I will. This is just the first iteration of my design. Well, not my design, but my interpretation of the design. All right, I do want to go a little bit darker on this one up here. So I will get out the dark Orchid just to have a little bit of, now this is a really dark color, so I'm just going to go again lightly. But I just want to change the shade of this flower. Yes, I do like that. But I'm going to get a little bit darker at, again, the base of the flower. Okay. All right. Now for the leaves. Set that aside. Well, I'm not going to set them aside anymore. I'm just going to clean them while I'm doing it. Because reds and pinks do stain. But if you take rubbing alcohol, which I can't do in the basement because I don't have any windows down here, so no ventilation. So I do that upstairs. All right. Now I'm going to get rid of this brush. And I have a smaller brush. This is one of my generic brushes. This is a tinier one that I want to do the leaves. Oh, this was another flower. Okay. Did not realize that. So I'll bring this back and I'm just going to do the light orchid. So I need to get a little bit of this off my brush. I'm just going to use a scrap piece of paper here. I'm going to go back with the light, but I'm going to press just a little heavier this time. There's that flower. And is this the same one down here? Not really, no. I wonder if I flip this over. No? Oh, I guess it is the same. Okay. Now clean that again. Just because I'm going to be using green with this and I don't want to get pink where I don't want it. Which I tend to do anyhow. All right, now I've chosen jelly bean green and fresh asparagus. Now the smaller leaves I want to do with the jelly bean green. Okay, make sure I got, oh, I did reverse that. Put those lined up. And I'm going to go with jelly bean green first. Okay, now so I'll clean that real quick. Just pick up some pink. And the larger leaves, I'm going to use fresh asparagus. And that would be, oh, we got two different leaves down here. So let's see, one goes one way and one goes the other. Yep. Going with fresh asparagus. This is a darker olivey kind of green. And it's a very pretty color. Nope. Okay. Now it must be this leaf. Is this one over here? Yeah. A little bit of a challenge to figure out which one's for which, but that's all right. Okay, now I'm just going to take a little bit of the fresh asparagus and I'm going to gently put it inside the tiny leaves, just at the base. I'm being so gentle. But I thought when I had the stencil on there, and I could put it back, but that's all right. I did fairly well. Clean this one off. Okay, done stenciling. Just clean my brush a little bit. Okay, now I'll just clean off my stencil mat. Squeaky clean. Put the covers back on. Okay, now I need to die cut. Now, I just want one layer of this flower because it's going to go down underneath. But the sentiment, I have already cut out 2 plain white layers of the sentiment because I want that to stand up a little bit. So let's get the dies for those. Move that up there. I'll need the stamp set in just a moment. And there's the dies. Don't need the master layouts to show you that. Okay. Get that lined up just so. And I am going to put a tiny piece of washi tape on here. I think I have a roll sitting right here. And I'm just putting it on the outside. I don't want to put it on the inside because I had that little incident yesterday where it actually tore a piece of my card. Sometimes washi tape does that. Now for this one, that's the thinking of you. And I love these dies, how they cut out so close. Because I'm not a big fan of giant white spaces around a die cut. Just looked a little odd to me. And I don't really need to tape these down, but I want to get this right on the first try. All right, so I'm going to put those through the machine. Okay. Oh, look at that. Oh, that is so pretty. I'm kind of wondering if I don't need 2 of those. I don't think I do. But let me get my card front, which is right up here. No, I don't believe I need more than just 1. Okay. So let me move those off the side. I'll just stick those right on there. Okay. So how do I want to put this on here? Now this, I am going to pop it up. I'm just not going to use it a very high height. Let's see. All right, I'll just use the foam strips. But I'm not putting it down yet because I do need to stamp my sentiment. I just want to figure out my placement and have the height on these that I want so that I can know for sure where it's going to go. Just adding a few pieces here and there. And the one nice thing about this foam tape is it does bend. If you want it to really bend a lot, if you take the top layer of paper off, it will bend so much easier around corners. Most foam tapes that I've used do that, but this narrow stuff works really well. So that's going to pop up. Maybe I do want a second. No, I don't think I do. Decisions. Let me put it on the black background here. Okay, I know I want to stamp my sentiment down here. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So let's move the black out now. Thinking of you on your wedding day. Or on your anniversary. I'm going to go with on your anniversary. Not sure what I thought of doing it first. Thinking of you on your anniversary. That looks fairly straight. Yep. I'm going to use the VersaFine Clair in the color Nocturne, a nice black. And I did not condition that stamp, so hopefully this will work the first time. And it did. Okay. Clean that with my tidy towel. And I still have some of this old stuff off. Nice. Okay. All right. Put that back on the die set. Pardon me. I do need to get a drink of my wonderful Kool-Aid. And no, this is not an endorsement for Kool-Aid. Somebody just asked what I drink. Okay. I also like iced tea, but don't like hot tea. Do like iced tea. All right, now for the thank you, I am going to glue my layers together, and then I'm going to put this card front on the card base. I love these Poly-Glaze. Okay. Okay, now let me put the card base and the top together. Card base should be right in here. Oh, there it is. Sitting on top of the mink. Don't need my small glue. We'll use my large glue. I'm going to glue this to the black and then onto the card. Not going to pop these two pieces up because I do have the pop-up foam on both. I'll have it on both the flower and the die sentiment, so I don't want to have too much height to my card. Which if you're just doing a hand-delivered card, you can make it as tall or as high as you want. But if you're paying postage for it, you want to make it able to fit in an envelope without extra postage. Okay. So this I want to put there. Let's take these off right now. I'm reverting back to the let's. I'm trying. Now, if you would like to come and help me, then I can do, let's do this together. Okay. So this is going right here in the center. Now this I do want to pop up even more. I don't need as much loft over here, but I do need more height down at this end. And I've got these little tiny, they're a higher loft. They're more than 1/8 of an inch thick. And I'm going to start them right here. But they're just little tiny circles. And then let me see how that looks. So now I will take one of these narrow foam strips and put back here. And that should fit under the Poly-Glaze. And just a little piece down this way. Okay, now look at the shine on that. Oh, I love it. Thank you, Gina, for coming up with the Poly-Glaze. Now I am going to put some sequins on here. Now I've got my the ones that I've had for a while. They're an aurora borealis finish to them, and so they just sparkle with the light. I don't need to Wink of Stella anything because everything shines just like that. But I do want to put some sequins on here. Well, not sequins. I do have sequins, but I'm kind of going more rhinestone right now. I'm going to put one there. One there. I'm going to put one. I want one here and then a larger one up there. And then I think I want a tiny one right. All right. It doesn't want to go on the card. All right, little tiny one. Where do you want to be? It needs a little tiny one. It really does. But that one doesn't want to go, so it can go back on here. I do want to put a little tiny one on there. It's just telling me to do that. Right there. Okay, that's my card for today. Just simple, but a shining, shining foiled finish without a whole lot of effort. Thank you so much for watching. I'm thinking if I did this in maybe blues or even grays like I did before, this would make a wonderful sympathy card with just a little bit of shiny bling. Let me cut out those ones that I used the excess Poly-Glaze for, and they should be right up here. I can't have gotten very far. If I don't find them quickly, I will cut it off camera. I'm not finding that, so I'm going to try and pause this recording just a moment. Okay, I found them. Now I'm going to try cutting these out just to see what it's going to look like. Not going to make a card with them, but I just wanted to show you and myself what these will look like when they are cut out. Just take these right off here. Now there is a little bit of a crease here, so I do need to be more careful with my foil so that it doesn't wrinkle. All right, let me see how these come out. Now, I do have the glimmer machine. I must admit that. When I got it, I thought, ooh, I'm really going to love this. But I never really had a whole lot of fun with it. Oh, look at that. That is pretty. You can see the little bit of a crease right there, but it doesn't show much at all. And if you put that on a card, wouldn't that look awesome? Done in reds and greens for a Christmas card. But those are what those pieces look like. I think I need to get more of these white Poly-Glaze sheets. I also have this. I also got the Poly-Glaze in black. Oh, no, I did not. Those are toner sheets, so that wouldn't work. Okay, that's my card for today. Thank you so much for watching. Let's see if I can get it close without it being blurry, which is not going to be possible. But that kind of gives you an idea of how shiny that card is. And it didn't take a lot of effort. Thanks so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.